And now, here's your Black History Minute.
You know, we're surrounded by amazing inventions every single day, right? Things we totally take for granted. But what if the real stories behind them and the incredible people who dreamed them up have been kind of hiding in plain sight? Well, that's what we're doing today. We're exploring some of the most important innovations and the brilliant minds behind them. Okay, so first question for you. Who invented the three-way traffic light? Just think about that for a second. That simple device that keeps our streets from being total, absolute chaos. Any ideas? All right, how about this one? The very first system designed to let you see and talk to someone at your front door without ever having to open it. Who do you think came up with that? And okay, something a little more fun. The Super Soaker, the legendary toy that basically defined an entire generation of backyard water fights. Who was the genius behind that thing? Well, the answers to all of those questions have one really powerful thing in common. They were all created by incredible Black inventors. These are people whose contributions have literally shaped the world we live in, but whose stories we just don't hear often enough. So today, we're going to change that. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with how we get around, then we'll move into our homes, check out some life-saving medical tech, see who built our digital world, and then wrap it all up by looking at this amazing and often hidden history. First up, let's talk transportation. These are the breakthroughs that got the world moving faster, safer, and more efficiently. And we've got to start with Garrett Morgan. His story is just fantastic. A perfect example of how curiosity and a desire to solve problems can lead to incredible things. So check out this journey. He starts out as a handyman, just tinkering with sewing machines to make them run better. But that knack for mechanics led him to invent a safety hood, a breathing device that was basically the ancestor of the modern gas mask. But the invention that changed all of our lives came after he bought a car. He was actually the first Black man in Cleveland to own one, and he saw firsthand how dangerous intersections were. So he invented the three-way traffic light, adding that all-important yellow caution signal. And get this, he sold the rights to his traffic light patent to General Electric for $40,000. Now, that was a huge amount of money back in the 1920s, and it just goes to show how essential his invention was for making our roads safer for everybody. And Morgan definitely wasn't alone. Other pioneers were changing travel in huge ways too. He had Richard Spikes, who made driving way easier for everyone when he patented the automatic gear shift. Then there's Frederick McLinney Jones, who completely revolutionized the food industry with portable refrigeration for trucks. And Paul E. Williams's design ideas were key in developing what was called the first useful helicopter. Just incredible. All right, let's go from the open road right into our own homes, because a whole different group of innovators were busy changing how we live, how we do our chores, and even how we play. So let me introduce you to Marie Van Brittan Brown. She was a nurse, and she just didn't feel safe in her neighborhood. She knew the police response times were slow, so you know what she did? She took matters into her own hands. She and her husband, Albert, invented the very first home security system way back in 1966. And look at these features. A camera that can move between peepholes, a monitor in their bedroom, even a two-way microphone. It was literally the blueprint for every single video, doorbell, CCTV system, and remote alarm we use today. All that started from a need to feel safe. And that spirit of invention was all over the house. Sarah Boone patented a new and improved ironing board, specifically shaped to make it easier to press sleeves. Elsie Bailey gave us the classic space saver, the folding bed. John A. Burr made yard work a whole lot faster with his rotary blade lawnmower. And yep, an actual aerospace engineer, Lonnie G. Johnson, invented the Super Soaker, a masterpiece of fun. Now we're going to shift gears to a field where innovation isn't just about making life easier, it's about saving lives. We're talking about medicine, and the impact here is just profound. And this timeline is just a glimpse. In 1893, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams performed one of the world's first successful open heart surgeries, a truly historic achievement. Then, fast forward a bit, and you have Otis Boykin, who created a much more precise control unit for the pacemaker, improving a device that keeps hearts beating right. And then, in 1974, Phil Brooks patented the disposable syringe, a simple but absolutely critical invention for medical safety. Okay, let's jump forward to the architects of the world we're all living in right now, the digital world. We're talking about the inventors who built the foundation for the very screens we're all looking at. This slide shows two absolute titans of tech. First, Dr. Thomas Mensa. He figured out how to make fiber optic cables way stronger and cheaper to produce. His work is a huge reason we have high-speed internet today. Then you got Mark Hanna. He co-founded Silicon Graphics Inc., or SGI, and developed the early 3D graphics tech that became the bedrock for special effects in movies like Jurassic Park and pretty much every video game you can think of. So when you put it all together, you see it's not just a list of random inventions. It's a legacy that is woven deep into the fabric of our everyday lives. And that's really the big idea here. This isn't some dusty, abstract history. Every single time you stop at a traffic light or watch a movie with incredible special effects or feel a little bit safer in your own home, you are living in the world these pioneers built. Their work isn't just in a history book, it's everywhere. I love this quote. It was said about Garrett Morgan, but it really captures the spirit of everyone we've talked about. That spark, that curiosity, that drive to fix a problem, or just that simple fascination with making something new. That's what it's all about. And that leaves us with one last question. We've only uncovered a handful of these hidden stories today. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many more are still out there, just waiting to be told? Whose story should we tell next?
If you enjoyed this video, there's a full downloadable guide available. Just click the link in the description.
And now, here's your Black History Minute.